Okay, so I'm almost ready to create my actual report. There's just one last thing I want to do to my query. I did already sort the level in ascending order. I now want to sort wage in descending order. So that's the last thing I'm going to do to my query. I'm going to go back to my wage field, okay? And in this cell here, the third one down, I'm going to click on it. I get that drop down, and I want my wage to be descending. Okay, I'm just going to hit run to make sure that that works. And have a quick look, and yes, wage is descending. Okay, so we can see here that it starts to descend, and then it starts to go up. That's because I've got two ascending and descending orders. Okay, one is the wage, which I just did, and the other is, go back here, the other is apprentices, which I did. So, okay, and we're going to re-stipulate that again when we actually run the report. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Okay, and now I'm going to close it. All right, now I am ready to create my report. Okay, I'm just going to double check. So I've done this. I've done this. I'm showing only these fields. Okay, now I can actually go in and start running my report, and I can change or set the page orientation, make sure it fits on a single page, and I'm going to do this little, I'm going to create a title for it, and I'm going to do this calculation here. I'm going to calculate vacancies and give it a title of number of jobs. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we'll go back to our database. Like I said, we're done. Just as a tip, once I've done everything, I save it, and then I like to close it. That way I don't make any mistakes. There's a lot of things in Access Database that won't let you do things if your tables are open or if a query's open or something like that. So by safety, I like to close everything. So I'm ready to do my report. I'm going to click on Report Wizard. Okay. Where do I want to select it from? Well, my query has everything in there. Okay, so I'm going to select everything from query. All right, just to double check what are the order that I want everything. Don't forget, the order is here: vacancy level, closing date, employer name, day, release, wage, and bonus wage. Okay, so I'll go into there. Vacancy. Sorry, let me double check. Vacancy level, closing date, employer name, day release, wage, and bonus wage. Good, everything's there. Okay, now do I want to add any grouping levels? Okay, no, I do not. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, we're going to keep that the way it is, just by default. Okay, priority. Let's see if we can. Nope. Okay, so we're good for that. All right. Even if these don't come out the way I want them to, don't worry, we can change it. Okay, and I'll show you how we're going to do that, because chances are there's going to be a little issue with this, but I'll show you what to do. Okay, do you want to sort fields in any type of order? Let's go back and double check. Well, I do. I want to sort data into ascending order of level. Okay, so I'll go back there. I want level in ascending order. Then there's a double whammy. I want to have wage, and then descending order of wage. Okay, so make sure that I do wage, and I want the wage to be in descending order. Great. Okay, do they tell us, do we want it layout to be columnar or tabular? Okay, okay, we do want page orientation of landscape, fit on everything. It doesn't have to be columnar or tabular. They don't stipulate it here. I can't see that, so I don't believe so, okay? But as a little tip, I like to keep things tabular, and I'll show you why. It'll make it easier to organize some of my values, okay? Orientation, what do we want orientation to be again? Orientation is to be landscape, okay? So change that from portrait to landscape, okay? Click on adjust field so all fields fit in this page. Yep. Okay, now what do we want to name the report? We want to name it Vacancies List for August. Okay, so I'm going to go back in there. Vacancies. Great. Preview the port. Yes. Okay. All right. So there we go. But I can tell you already. Okay. Look, things aren't in the order that I want them to be. Okay. It said I want vacancy, level, closing date. Okay. I'm going to go back to my report. Vacancies here, levels here. What do I do? Okay. Don't panic. Okay. I am in right now. Report view. Okay. I can change these all around by going into layout view. Okay. First thing I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to just sort of adjust these columns so I can move things around. Okay. If I click on this at the top where the heading is, and then I press Control and I click on the column below it, I can then change the width of all of these columns, okay? I can also do it singly, okay? I'm just going to change the width of just wage, okay? So I'm going to do this, okay? So what do I want to be first? Let's double check again. I want vacancy to be first, okay? So I'm going to go back in here and find vacancy. Okay, so vacancy, this is what I want to be first, okay? So I'm going to just move level over. Okay, I'm going to click on level, and I'm going to press Control and click on my mouse pad so that it's all selected. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Okay, when it's got that quadruple cross, I can move stuff over. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with vacancy. I'm going to click on the top of vacancy. I'm going to press Control, and then I'm going to click on the rest of the column, and now I can move everything over. Okay, so I'm going to put vacancy over here. Great. Okay. I'm just going to make this smaller so I can see level. Oops, sorry. As you can see, sometimes it gets a little tricky. Trying to. Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to move wage over, okay, because it's all squished. Okay, and what do I want? Vacancy and level. Okay, so level is supposed to be there. I'm just going to make level a little skinnier. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click on level, then press Control, click on this. I'm going to move it over so we can see everything in here. Okay, don't forget, we want to see all of our values. We want to see the names of everything. So I'm going to move level over even more. Okay, move it over even more. That should be good enough, okay? I'm just going to make it a little skinnier, okay? By doing this. Okay, and now I'm going to expand the entire column so I can see all of my titles, because some of them are pretty long, like mechanical design and engineering is quite a long title. Okay, so that looks good. I can see everything. Okay, so I want to see vacancy. I want to see level. Now I want to see closing date. Okay, so I'm just going to move wage over again. Okay. And I'm going to make wage smaller. Okay, I'm going to make all these, because these are just, doesn't need all that room. Ooh. See when it's like this, okay, all those hashtags, that simply means, hey, my field is so small, I can't see the values in there. So I just need to widen it. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing with closing date. I'm going to click on the top of closing date, press Control button, click on the column, and I'm going to move closing date over here. Okay, and I'm just going to expand the whole thing so I can see the closing date. So I want vacancy, level, closing date. Just going to expand that open a little bit more. Employer name. Okay, so I'm going to move employer name over. Okay. Move this over here. Okay, so we're going to move employer name over. And after employer name, I want day release. Okay, so I need to see that. Okay, day release. Day release here. Okay, then I want wage and bonus wage. Okay, wage is there. Great. And I'm just going to move bonus wage over so I can see it a little bit better. Make sure that it is safely all on one page. Okay, great. See these dotted lines here? This tells me I'm all on one page. So I'm safely all on one page. So I want vacancy, I want level, I want closing date, I want employer name, I want day release, I want wage, and I want bonus wage. I've got everything in there that I need. So now that I've got that, I'm going to save it. Okay. Now, what do I want to do? Okay, I've got this. Okay. Now, I want to calculate the number of vacancies and places below the level column. Let me show you how to do that. And I'm going to add a label. It says label number of jobs. Okay. Also want to make sure that my name, candidate number. Okay, for the purposes of this, I'm just going to put my name on my report. Okay, so we're now in layout view. We're going to go to design view. Okay, I'm going to put my name in here. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of this box here because I don't need it. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. Click on it, and I'm going to hit double click on it with my mouse pad, and I'm going to hit delete. Okay, now in here, I'm going to write my name. Everything that's in text has to be in quotation marks. Okay, so name in there. Great. I am now going to expand my footer. Okay. Now I am going to put in a label that says number of jobs, and beside that I'm going to calculate the number of vacancies. So let me go back there. Oops, sorry. Go back to my database. Okay, now while I'm in design view, I can click on design and I get all of these options. Okay, just like we saw the radio button before. So we are going to take the text box. Okay, and I'm going to put it here. Okay, where it says inbound. Okay, sorry, where it says unbound. Unbound, I can actually put in an expression. Okay, so I want to count up all of the items that are in level. Okay, so watch how I do that. So first of all, I will put in this formula, equals parenthesis, star, and a parenthesis. Okay, and if I put that box underneath level, okay, it will automatically count all of the records that are there. I'm just going to move the label because they tell me I want it to the, where do I want it? I want it to the left. Okay, sorry, that's the right, so I'll keep it there. I'm going to move it to the left, and I'm just going to expand it so I can actually put in my text in there. And my number of jobs. Hold on, guys, I'm just going to put this on pause, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back, guys. So, yeah, I put in that text box. The label is to the left of it. It says number of jobs. When I put the other part right underneath the field and I put in equals count with an asterisk within parenthesis, it will automatically count up those values in that field. And I'll go back to report view, and if I scroll all the way down, you can see that's what that did. All right, that, I believe, concludes everything that I need for my, so I would print out that report, and I would show the formula. I would print out in the design view that formula. Okay, that's it.